Yo, how we doing? Trevor Burke checking in. I wanted to make a video on how you can avoid and how you can rewire your brain so you're not always doing the easy thing or indulging in pleasure and kind of this perpetual pleasure seek, pleasure chase. And you can stop chasing after things and start attracting things. Number one is you got to figure out what you want. Who do you want to become? Make what you want, the person you want to become, the man or woman that you envision yourself to be. I want you to become so vividly clear on who that person is. And you're going to have to adopt some optimism. If you're a realist, if you're a skeptic, if you're overly negative, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you're going to have to sprinkle in some optimism for this set period of time. And what I want you to do is get super specific on who you want to become. Okay, what do you look like physically? Okay, how do you think mentally? How do you process and use your emotions? How does your bank account look? Okay, how spiritually connected are you? I want you to go through each area, and I want you to define it in so much minute detail that you can quite literally begin to feel, imagine, and experience who you will become. Okay? And it needs to become compelling, because without a vision, we perish. Okay, that's in the good book. Okay, without a vision, we perish. Without a clear goal, we will begin to drift. And drifters are people that drift through life with no direction and end up, on the rocks. They end up in the pit. They end up in the valley. And they wonder why. Well, they never set their sights on where they wanted to go. That's like trying to drive with the rear view mirror. Okay, there's a reason the rear view mirror is so tiny. And that's why the front mirror, the front window, is big. It's big. It's because that's where our focus needs to be. It's on the future. Okay, so step number one to avoid, this constant, never-ending addiction to pleasure is to get super clear on what you want. Okay, now number two, you're going to have to call out the enemy. Okay, is it porn? Okay, is it your phone? You're scrolling social media. You can't stop. Okay, is it overeating? Are you constantly stuffing your face? Okay, that 11 p.m., that late night snack, you just want to stuff your face? What is it? Okay, you got to call out your enemy. Call it out. Okay, call out the wolf in sheep's clothing. Call it out. Whatever it is. Get super specific on what you want, who you want to become, the mindset, the physical, the financial, the spirituality, the emotions that you're going to feel, the gratitude, the joy, the love. Then, once you've done that, and it's become super compelling, now you got to call out what you want. Or you got to call out your enemy. Okay, because once you call out your enemy, all the emotional pull that it has, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. He wants you distracted. He wants you, focused on 10 different things. He wants you indulging in pleasure. Okay, he wants you smoking. He wants you watching porn. He wants you overeating. He wants you drinking alcohol. He wants you taking the prescription medications because he wants you distracted and distorted and sedated because you're much more easier to control and you're much more easier to abide by the slavery that's being imposed on you. Now, I don't want to become nihilistic where, there's no way out of this. The way out of it, step number one, get so clear on what you want. I want you to dream again. I want you to envision, the things that you imagine that you could become. I want you to look at your life as a child, as a teenager, as you went to high school and college and graduated, or maybe you didn't go to college, you entered the workforce. I want you to analyze your relationships, and I want you to really look at the strengths in your life. I want you to look at the beautiful things that you bring to the table. And then I want you to amplify those and take them on a grand scale and look at your life from an eagle eye, from a bird's eye view of what would happen if you just maxed all these out. Okay? What if you just maxed out all your attributes and you're a 99 overall? I want you to picture what that would look like for you. Okay, the car you drive, the women you hang out with, Okay, the food you eat, the social circle, the network, okay, the business, the revenue, the mindset, the marketing, the sales, okay, the shoes you wear, okay, the cologne you wear, how you smell, how you taste, how you look, how you feel, your confidence. How's your confidence? Are you sky high confident? Okay, what are you like in your 99 overall? Your 10 version self, your 10.0 version you. I want you to get clear on that. Once you get clear on that, you're going to feel like you're destined to do something good, to do something great, to do something in this world. And you're going to have this urge to create something. And this is where calling out your enemy, calling it out. Patrick Bet-David wrote a book this year, it came out 2024. Choose your enemies wisely. Okay? Most people are like, "Oh, I don't have enemies. I'm nice to people." No. Cut that shit out. Okay? Choose your enemies wisely. Okay, did you have a former boss? Did you have a teacher? Did you have an ex-partner? Maybe it's your parents. Okay, maybe it's a random stranger. Okay, maybe it's someone you went into business with. I want you to choose your enemies wisely, as Patrick Bet-David would say, okay, and choose them wisely. And once you've chosen them, call them out. It doesn't have to be a person. Maybe it's porn. Stop watching porn then. Call it out. Porn's the enemy. And if anyone's telling you it's a good thing, cut those people out. Because inherently, your conscience is telling you. You know when something's not good for you. You don't need me or some other person on YouTube to tell you what to do. You know what to do. Okay? You know that this is bad. Call it out. If it's the drink, if it's overeating, if it's nicotine, okay, whatever it is, call it out. Okay? Now, once you've created this vision for your life and you've called out what you want, or you've called out your enemy, okay, step number 3 is to take massive action. Okay, this is where you know what you need to do, you know the life you want to live, okay, and you've called out your enemy. Now I want you to take massive action every single day, okay, to create that life. And once you've created this kind of program, this routine, and if you're curious on like where to start, okay, this is what I specialize in. This is what I love to do. We basically curate and create this ideal 10.0 version of yourself. And then we re-engineer it. We create a ladder of descending goals. For instance, like let's say you want to do 100 million. We're going to teach you just how to do 1 million or 1,000. Okay, you want to grow your social media. You want to lose 50 pounds. You want to build a business. We track it all the way down to the finite, what can I do today? And that's what I want you to do with your life. I want you to create this humongous vision for your life. And then I want you to track it all the way down to a daily program. Okay, my daily program consists of waking up, of doing breath work, of reading, of getting physical activity, and getting into work as soon as possible. And this is where discipline, most people, they have a weird relationship with discipline. Discipline is the pain that people are avoiding, and you're watching this video because you want to stop indulging in pleasure. Okay, well, you got to change your perspective on pain, on discipline. Okay, discipline is not pain. Discipline equals freedom. Freedom is what you want. Most people say they want money. You don't want money. Okay, you want pictures of Benjamin Franklin? Okay, me too. But like George Washington, a $1 bill, you just want a bunch of ones? No, you want what money is going to bring you. And it's going to bring you that freedom, that security, that sense of, I don't have to struggle, or whatever it is money means to you. Whatever emotion that you're seeking and that you think money will bring you, that's what you really want. And with most people, it's freedom. Okay, so if you're indulging in pleasure all the time, okay, what you really need is, number 1, to create that version of yourself in your mind. I want you to create the picture, the mental picture, and I want you to vividly imagine it to where you begin to feel how you would feel. Okay, I want you to walk how you would walk. I want you to begin to talk how you would talk. Okay, and act as if your wish is fulfilled. Okay, the belief creates the fact. Okay, that's step number 1. Number 2, call out your enemy. Choose your enemies wisely. Choose an enemy grand enough. Porn is a huge one. Okay, if you're addicted to porn, call that motherfucker out. Realize that 99% of men have watched porn, can't stop watching porn, and are unwilling to admit that it's wrong and they need to stop. Okay, men will get with a hot woman, and because it's not the porn that they have in their mind, they just can't get it up. Okay, that there's nothing more demoralizing to a man than being with a hot woman and not being able to perform. Okay, you don't want that to happen. Okay, what you want is you want to realize that this is an enemy. Okay, let's just psychologically and just hypothetically say that porn is something that you clicked on this video and you were hoping that it would help you in this area. Okay, call it out. Call it out. Now, you're not going to be solved and cured overnight, but I want you to call it out. And if you've done step number 1 and you've created this vision for your life and you've gotten to a state where, man, you know what, I can really do a lot of good things with my life and I can become this version of excellence. And then you call out your enemy, number 2, and then you take number 3 and you take massive action. Okay, if you do these steps, number 1, you're going to gain momentum and you're going to start to realize and you're going to take account. Your mind's going to play these scenarios in your head and you're going to build more and more and more confidence. And that's what you need to do. And once you've done those 3 steps, okay, then you'll actually do what you're not trying to do. The pleasure that you'll be in feeling will come from the discipline. It'll come from adhering to a daily program. It will come from doing the hard shit, okay, because you're going to feel good about yourself. The pleasure from doing something that's painful short term, okay, the pleasure is amazing. And it's not just pleasure. This is fulfillment. This is what it feels like to be a man. This is a feeling of life, okay? And once you do the short term, because remember, short-term pain leads to long-term pleasure, that fulfillment, that what we really want. But right now, you guys are experiencing that short-term pleasure that you are indulging in every day, the porn, the weed, the smoking, the drinking, the pills, whatever it is, that short-term, every single day is short-term. You're trying to put a Band-Aid on a deep wound, okay? But that short-term pain or that short-term pleasure that you're indulging in over and over and over, unfortunately, I think we all can admit, it leads to long-term pain. And that's why you're watching this video, and that's why you're sick of it. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I want to take it all the way back. I want you guys to get super specific on what you want. I want you to get that image. Create this image. I want you to make it fun. Okay? Like, don't be like, oh well, I couldn't do a private jet, but I could do maybe like a helicopter. Like, no, dude. I want you to okay, I got cut off, but I want you to make it fun, get creative, and call out your enemy. Choose your enemies wisely. And number 3, take massive action. Okay, and every single day, if you can do these things and can just create that version, call out your enemy and take massive action, you're going to notice tremendous changes in your life, and you're going to be on the road. You're going to be on the road to better life and better relationships and more money in your pocket and better connected to the man above and more emotionally sound and mentally bulletproof. But either way, guys, you know what to do. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Carry on.